as Nigerians continue to react to the federal government regulation of downstream sector of the petroleum industry. Chairman of Senate Committee on Primary Health, Senator Mao Nwabua, has criticized the timing of the deregulation. Nwabua, in a chat with journalists in Abuja, said the time was not right for the hike in the pump price of the petroleum product. He explained that the federal government ought to have deregulation with human face.
Every deregulation should have a human face, because the function and the duty and responsibility of government is the welfare of the people. So even if you want to regulate or deregulate, you must know what time to do it, when it will not bring hardship on the people. Because this time, in as much as I'm an advocate of deregulation, but you should time at what time should we deregulate. Because if you look at the scenario today, look at what is happening, a lot of hardships. The situation is quite excruciating. Power, you are not sure, several things. And if at this time, you now come and increase the price of fuel, which means you're increasing hardship on the people, which I believe is not quite acceptable.
The senator also accused the federal government of not engaging in consultation before the decision on the regulation was arrived.
When you want to bring up a policy that will affect the people, I feel that it's important there should be negotiations, discussions, bring stakeholders together so that all of us will buy into whatever you're doing, especially the parliament. The parliament today is a representative of the people. And if anything is going to impact, whether positively or negatively on the people, we should be carried along so that we know what to tell our constituents. But this one just came from the blue. So what I'm saying is that, again, I don't even know what to call this one. Is it the regulation? Because if you want to deregulate, you don't need to put a price tag. Because now, putting price tag, you created more problem. Because those of us from the villages, what they want to hear is fuel price has increased, they will increase from that point.
Muyo Bamdele reporting.
Traders and consumers in Abuja says the hike in fuel price is causing an untold hardship to Nigerians. They made this known when Ben Television visited Otako Market in Abuja. Some of the traders complained of non-patronage by consumers due to poverty in the land and to worsen it increase in the fuel price. Before now, a bag of rice was sold between 13,000 to 14,000 naira, but now it's between 16,000 to 18,000 naira minimum.
The fuel price is affecting our business because there's many people that are complaining. Say there is no money to transport from their house, come market, and how much way they are spent before is more than what they are spent now. Like before, half of goat, we are selling half of goat 6,000, 5,000, but now we are selling half of goat 8,000, 7,500, 9,000 because the thing is too cost.
There has been a low tonnage. People have not been patronizing us as when the price is very low. Because now all the prices are skyrocketed. Previously, this small bar of 25 kg is about 5,500, but now it's 8,500. The big one is 16,000 something, 500. The beans before we are selling this 14,000, 15,000, but as of present is 20,000.
And there's no customer because there's no money in the country. So people are shouting there's no money. So we're telling the government, let them do something about it. That's what I have to say.
Consumers on their part say things are too high in the market, urge government to do something to alleviate the sufferings of the masses.
No money, no salary, nothing. Pensioner, no money. So we find it difficult to eat. Let the government change. He said he's coming to change the government. Let him do that change. Let us see. That is what we want.
Things are very difficult. There is hardship. Everybody, when you ask them, they will say, Sarakada, Sarakada, things will take shape. What is Sarakada? Things are not easy. Everybody is suffering. Everybody is suffering. Even then that they are shouting, they are just doing that one just to console themselves. They are shouting. In fact, I just priced a basket of tomato, the small one. The woman told me it's 5,000.
How much is it?
They used to sell 800. Sometimes when it comes down, they will say 500. So now she told me outright that it was 5,000.
Ben Television ran into a man who voiced his anger on Buhari's administration, but was tried to shut down by some northerners who screamed, "Say Buhari."
This government is not helping us at all. You understand? So what will happen is that Nigeria must make sure, say, either they change, if these people will know what is good for us, let us go and change this man called Buhari. This man is not a current man. You understand? Let the northern bring another candidate. We don't need Buhari because that man is not current. You understand? So I am a citizen of Nigeria. I'm from Benue State, and I have to speak for my rights. See, the market, everything now in Nigeria, it dropped to zero level. Nothing they happen. No company, no light. Do you understand? No light, no fuel, no nothing. We are suffering. You understand?
But to this trader, everything still remained the same, as he said nothing has changed.
I didn't increase anything because of oil issue. I didn't increase anything. So because I didn't buy new market, that is what I have. So I can sell it at the price that I get it before. No, according to business people, doesn't have to say that nobody go market by this time before yesterday to today. Nobody go market. So accept if you go market, when you see everything increasing the price, like when you do new order, you can increase the price. Then I can buy this thing as 1,000 naira now before. So as this fuel issue to be coming and selling the 1.5, actually it doesn't make sense.
There have been calls from various organizations and individuals urging the federal government to reverse to the old pump price. From Abuja, LM Chukwuemeka reports.
The Senate leader, Ali Ndume, have said that the National Assembly will ensure full implementation of 2016 Appropriation Act. Senator Ali Ndume told journalists in Abuja that the 8th National Assembly will pay adequate attention on its oversight functions as part of the measure for budget implementation.
Our job will soon start, and that is the oversight, to make sure that what is in the budget is truly implemented. And as you said, the budget is ambitious, so is the government, and so we are too. Because we are looking at seeing the possibility of having 100% implementation. That is going to be very difficult, but that is our target. And this is the first time also we made a budget for 12 months, not 2016 budget. What is signed is 2016 Appropriation Act. It is not Appropriation Act for 2016. I hope you get this. So it's different from the previous budget that we pass on annual basis for the year, so that when the year ends, the accounts are closed. But this one is that the Appropriation Act is for 12 calendar months.
Speaking on the preparation for 2017 budget, the Senate leader said the National Assembly will engage the executive arm of government for each free budget preparation.
The 2017 budget, the government, I understand, have already started working on it. And this time around, we want to do it a bit differently. We want to engage the executive so that before they bring the budget, we agree on certain issues, so that by the time we come, it will be like just doing due diligence and integrity check on the budget.
Muyiwa Bandele reporting from Abuja.
With President Muhammadu Buhari assenting to the 2016 budget for speedy implementation, it has laid to rest series of face-off between the legislature and executive arm of government concerning the components of the budget. However, issues of the budget padding and the legislature moving monies from one project to another is one that Nigerians are left to grapple with. Speaking with Ben Television in an exclusive interview concerning the roles of the legislature in the budgeting process, Honorable Kayode Oladele, member representing Egbado Yewa Imekwa from Federal Constituency in the Federal House of Representatives, shed some light on some of the misconceptions of the public concerning the budget.
People should understand the duty of the legislature when it comes to appropriation. And I think people, during the period this started, or this happened, people were misled and fed with a lot of fallacies. The first fallacy is that they think the executive has overall control over the budget. That's the first fallacy. The second fallacy is that they feel that the budget would pass through the National Assembly the same way it came. The third fallacy is that the National Assembly is a rubber stamp assembly. All these are fallacious assumptions. First, the power of the budget resides with the National Assembly. If you look at the Constitution, precisely Section 81 of the Constitution, it says that the President shall cause to be laid before the National Assembly the budget estimate. Cause to be laid, budget estimate. So what the executive will present before the National Assembly are estimates. The National Assembly will look at it. They would, if they agree, it will be passed the way it is. But hardly would any budget come to the National Assembly without leave the National Assembly without inputs from members.
Reacting to the possibility of implementing the budget considering the time it was passed, the Ogun State-born lawyer, who is the chairman of House Committee on Financial Crimes, said the timing is counted from when the budget was passed.
Yes, budget. Despite all the crises that it went through, if you look at the dates, other budgets were passed in the past 6 years. It's still the fastest. Last year, I believe, was signed end of May or so, or towards the end of May, something like that. 2014, around mid-May, many of them were signed in May in the past 6-7 years. So it's not as if it's lingered on and on. And one thing that we did to this one that is different from others is the term financial year. We try to redefine financial year now. When does it start and when does it end? In the past, financial year starts from January and ends in December. So that when the budget is signed in May, you have just less than 7 months or 8 months to execute it and implement it. And that's why most of the time we have implementation rate at the rate of 60%, 50%, because you don't have much time. But now our financial year starts from the day it's signed. So the 12 months will now end next year. So we still have 12 months to implement.
Honorable Oladele, who also spoke on accusations that the present government is witch-hunting opposition party members in the fight against corruption, said those affected have not denied collecting money.
Well, maybe you say enemies of the people. You know, whoever is talking about perceived enemies now, I've had cause to address this matter before. It's not the first time, and my answer has always been one response, just a single response. That is there anyone out of the people that are being prosecuted right now who will come and say, well, they lied against me? I just told you that we've recovered money in excess of 1 trillion. So I don't know what they mean by selective in that regard. And we've also told people that if anybody has information regarding any other person, even within the ruling party. Let people come out and see how that information will be treated. But for somebody to sit somewhere and be throwing stones, whereas the people that have been arrested on daily basis, they are not saying that they did not do that thing. Let these individuals come out and say, oh no, they did not steal. Let them come out and say they didn't receive the money. Then we'll be talking about persecution. But for now, it's purely legal process to recover money.
The lawmaker also gave little background on the legislative year so far, saying that Nigeria will become better with President Muhammadu Buhari at the helm of affairs, as this outgoing legislative year has been very eventful. He therefore used the medium to call on Nigerians to support this administration for a better country. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefifen for Ben Television.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has released the timetable and schedule of activities for the governorship election in Edo and Ondo State. The election are scheduled for Saturday, September 10 and Saturday, November 26, 2016, respectively. According to the Commission, June 12, 2016 have been fixed for the commencement of campaign by political parties in Edo governorship election, while July 2nd to 4th, 2016 have been set aside for the conduct of the party primary. Similarly, INEC has scheduled August 28, 2016 for the commencement of campaign by political party in Ondo State.